So guys, I don't have my postcard with me today, but what we've been doing is I pay for a niche list, right? This is like pre-foreclosure, people about to go into foreclosure, divorce, inherited properties, or probate, right? So these are all highly motivated people. So I get this list every Thursday. And what I'm having Subto students help me with is they're actually self-addressing the cards and they're running it by hand. And then I have my kids draw on it and it gets a super high open rate, right? So we're doing that every Thursday. We get new leads and I have people helping me with that. So some people are helping make the cards and then other people are helping do the follow-up, right? Because not everybody is at the house or opening mail. So we'll also have, with all those leads, I get their phone number. So I have another team of students, and sometimes students do the postcard and they call, right? If anybody's on the call today that's doing both, is it Tammy? I think Tammy's doing both. She's both sending the postcard and she's doing the follow-up. So the goal of all this is just to get an appointment booked. And when they book those appointments, we're recording them. We're gonna try to do as many as we can on here on Fridays with you guys. Okay, we've done a couple in the last couple weeks. But my goal is I wanna show you guys that entire process from the postcard, the handwritten letter, to the outbound call, to the appointment, to the negotiation. I'm gonna show you, I've got a couple calls today actually, which is working the kind of the middle part where we've done an appointment, now we're trying to get a contract, right? But I wanna show you guys all the way with your contract, dispo, and how we actually go monetize a lead like this, okay? How it either turns into a rental property for me, or maybe I sell it on the open market. Lots of different exit strategies we use, okay? So I'm highlighting this for you guys to let you know that if anybody's watching this recording and they're like, you know what, I would love to get involved and help with the letters or help with the call follow-ups. Or I've even had people that actually go and do the appointments, right? They're taking it a step further, like, which is Buck. I'm gonna highlight Buck in a second. If anybody's watching this recording, they're like, oh man, I wanna help. I hope I didn't miss my opportunity. Guys, I'm telling you, if you watch this recording in 3 months, 3 years from now, we're still gonna be executing this strategy. So still reach out. All right, so my email is Casey, C-A-S-E-Y, at WIOhouses.com. Okay, so let's go. Tammy, I'm gonna let you go first because I'm pretty sure Tammy's been working both sides. Tammy, go with it in about a minute. Give us a quick highlight of how it's working with the postcard and the follow, mostly, because I know, Tammy, you talked, I think last week about the postcards, but I'd love to hear if you've made contact with any of these people. I'm putting Tammy on the spot, so if you're able, Tammy, go for it.
Yeah, good morning. No, actually, I've been doing a lot of mailings, which has been interesting. You kind of start analyzing the list a little bit more, so that's fun. Also, I'm just getting started with the calls, and so we'll have to see how that goes. But definitely, it's very fun. So I've been mailing them out to all different sorts of people. So
and it might be too early on, but have you had one yet where they got your postcard and then you're able to reference the postcard that they opened, or have you been calling different lists?
I haven't started calling yet. I just got that list yesterday, so I'm going to start calling them. But I have been kind of checking the other list to kind of see. So I don't know if they're getting, I think that they've gotten some of the mailings. So we'll kind of see after I do this one.
Cool. I love it. All right. Well, that's what it's all about. Awesome. Well, great job, Tammy. Okay, Buck, let's go over to you now. So Buck, go ahead and share. Oh, Susan too. I'm going to come to you in a second. You know what, Susan, you go first and then we'll go to Buck.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know I mailed out a batch from your list. That was a couple weeks ago now, and I'm just starting to make calls. It's weird. The reason why I wanted to make calls is because I really, really want to get past my own fear of talking to sellers, owners, and I don't know what the block is. It's scary and weird, but I'm doing it. I just started doing it. I'm going to get through it. It's one of your pre-foreclosure lists.
Awesome. Ooh, pre-foreclosure is they're all good lists, but it's one of the hottest lists. And I have a follow-up today on that list, by the way. So cool.
Well, you know what feels so strange is, the people are deceased, I believe. So it's their heirs.
It's a tricky one. And if you, man, we're like giving Susan like the hard one to start. If you can get to that, it's all going to be easy. Cause you're right. It's a weird conversation. But again, we always approach it, guys, from like, hey, I'm interested in buying this house. I've been trying to buy it for a while. Would you be able to help me, right? Is that how you've been navigating it?
No, I that's a great way to start. And I think I could use more scripty type talking points to get going. Because it feels, knowing that the person who owned the house passed away, it's fine. I can do this, but I think I need to get comfortable. I'm not there yet.
Well, good. Well, Susan, thank you so much for coming off mute and sharing that. Because guys, I'm sure there's a lot of people watching now or listening to the recording that are in your same shoes. They're like, oh, I just want to get comfortable. And you guys will see me today, right? I've been calling sellers for years and years, and I love it. And it's easy for me now. I'm telling you guys, I was just like you, not that long ago. It was like 2020 is when I first started going direct to seller. And I remember I had like an appointment for a pre-appointment call, right? And these were leads from either direct mail or maybe maybe we texted them. But I remember calling them and like being really clunky through that. But anyway, but you get it. You start to get more confidence. So good for you for starting, Susan.
Thank you.
Love it. So Buck, tell me about yours. Have you had any notable calls this week so far? Because Buck is getting a lot of the inbound direct mail stuff. But have you had any feedback so far, Buck?
Yeah, definitely. So for someone who's like newer, maybe, a little scared of getting on the phones with people, these are great ways to talk to people who want to talk to you, right? So they're motivated, they're reaching out. The credibility is kind of already established because, Casey's sending out these great letters that has his company, who he is. So people are already looking up the website before they even call, and that credibility is already established. It's a much easier conversation instead of kind of having to disarm these sellers, right? They're coming to us. There's that pain there. There's, and they're so appreciative. And also with the handwritten letters, they love them. They love that, the letters that your kids are doing. They love the art that's on them. And it's an easier way to like build rapport because you could talk about the letters. And I always share the story of, every Sunday they get the family together and it's been real fun. So
Cool.
It's really nice to talk to inbound leads. It's just a totally different energy, different vibe, but it's been a lot of fun. And I've had some great leads working on hopefully I'll have a revive call for you on next week's Problem to Profits. But it's been really great and building a lot of momentum, building confidence. Each and every call, you just get better and better. So kudos to everybody taking action. Susan, Tammy, every day you're just going to get better. So keep at it. And kudos to you for taking action.
Cool, man. Thanks, Buck. Buck's too, man. Buck's been taking action for a long time. So keep up the good work, Buck. Okay, and I'm going to go to, if Natalie's on the call, I'm going to go to them next because I wanted to highlight what Buck just said. And because Buck's like, when you cold call, it's tough. And when I first started Problems to Profits, I was trying to help out new students and figuring, okay, let's just get them cold calling so they can start talking. Well, the problem is they weren't getting to do much talking because you spent all your time just dialing, trying to get somebody to answer. So that's why we've now combined Prop AI and AI cold calling and an actual Subto student so you can actually talk to people. So what we do is the Prop AI starts calling, right? And it's just boom, AI is calling thousands of people if we want all at once, okay? But then what we do is we have the student come behind them. And the people who actually pick up, obviously, if it was a positive conversation, they're jumping right in and booking an appointment and going to the next step, right? But even some of the ones that aren't positive, they're still jumping on with that person and being like, hey, did you get a call from a robo dialer or something? We've got some cool scripts on how to break that ice really quick. But now you know who's answering the phone, right? Because I'm telling you, when you cold call, half the time is spent just waiting for somebody to pick up. And then they finally pick up and they yell at you and you're like, and then you wait another hour to get yelled at. Like at least make it fast where you can be getting through the no's, and then you get a yes, and it'll make it easier. So I'm doing that with people. Natalie, you can come off mute if you're on. I didn't get to see if she was. But Natalie and I've been teaming up. Go ahead, Natalie. So we've been teaming up to do this the last for a couple of weeks now, and we're just getting it rolled out. So Natalie, you want to chime in?
Yeah, absolutely. So Casey's team's we're going to get rolling with direct to seller lead lists. And then my team, since we've been doing direct to agent calls for the last few months, we're going to roll them out with doing those call lists. So hopefully we're going to be loading up your schedule pretty quickly, not only with Prop AI calls, but they're going to be warmer type leads because these agents or these sellers are already raising their hands. And so when we have callers working with Prop AI, the goal would actually be we're talking to people that have said they're interested in talking. And then we have the human actually build the relationship and qualify them more before they get to you. So it's hopefully going to be more of that efficiency and the effectiveness of getting the right people. And then also it takes away the stress of the cold call of hearing no, because someone is raising their hand saying they are interested in hearing what we have to share.
Love it. Nailed it. Thanks so much, Natalie. Yeah, Natalie's been at the forefront of this Prop AI. She does a lot of direct to agent, but also direct to seller. So we're kind of combining both. So anyway, love that. If you want resources from Problems to Profits or anything we're sharing, you can go to problemstoprofits.com, or you can just go to my website, caseygregerson.com. And I've got my passive investing playbook. That's a great place to find like a lot of resources and old calls. All right. But I wanted to highlight you guys to our YouTube channel because I actually built out a video of exactly that, because I don't have my postcards with me today. But if you guys see the process of how I do this niche list and how we do the postcards and how we follow up, I went through that entire process on YouTube, and you can kind of see me and my kids working through them. Honestly, if you just type in my name, YouTube, you'll come to my channel. And then make sure you guys, if you don't mind, help me out and subscribe. And then, because I want you guys to go find that YouTube video with my kids. I don't know if it's public right now, but if it's not, I'll make sure I tag some of you guys in it. But go follow me if you guys don't mind. And anybody listening to this recording, go check that out. Go to YouTube. You should be able to type in Casey Gregerson direct mail or kid makes 500,000, right? We made $500,000 on one deal from direct mail last year. It was a big multifamily. That's been one of the best deals I've ever done. Guys, we found that through direct mail and these handwritten cards, okay? So go check that out. It's a really cool video, and you can see how my family does it. If you guys are interested in helping cold call leads, that's another thing we're looking for help on. So if you haven't put your email or your name in the chat yet, please throw it in there, because you guys could also help with following up with the AI cold callers. That way you could talk to more people. And as Natalie said, more people who you don't have to immediately overcome objections, right? You can kind of jump into that call. So if anybody's interested in that, we are still looking for more people to help there. And then what I was trying to get to is to finally get into these live calls. Is what I'm going to do is I call these leads on Problems to Profits. I also have office hours every day, Monday through Thursday. It's 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock Central. And that's when I just block out office hours where I'm going to call the leads. Sometimes I'll call my leads for my list. The people who get first come access are the people who are in Subto booking appointments, right? Because I want to work through those live so you guys can watch them. Because that's the big thing. I know from feedback from a lot of students, they're like, hey, like earlier, what we were talking about is people just want to be able to, hey, I just want to start getting comfortable talking. But other people are like, I'm not ready to talk, but I want to see how it's done. And I want to see how Casey books the appointment, how he works the lead, okay? And some of you guys that are doing the first postcard, I know they're doing it just because they want to see how it works, the whole process all the way. So I record those calls every day, but you can tune in live and actually ask questions on it, okay?